Magandang gabi
Oy,
din
kalbo,
po.
tumigil ka.
Kita mo, alam mo?
So what I am now, what I'm going to demonstrate, makinig na. This is your RD tomorrow. So this will be a combination of, this is a task because this is a combination of 3 RDs. So ano yon? That will be sterilization of feeding bottles, bathing an infant and dressing an infant, and then feeding an infant. Ay, 4 pala, and putting a baby to sleep. So, 4 na RD ito, but it's rolled into 1 kasi continue siya dapat gawin. You understand?
Yes,
So, the
Doc.
first, the thing that I'm going to demonstrate today will be how to bathe an infant, prepare milk for an infant to feed the baby, and then put the dressing the baby and putting the baby to sleep. You understand? So the first thing that we're going to do is, before we even bathe the infant, is to prepare the milk first. Okay? So we're going to sterilize the feeding bottles first. Why is it important to sterilize the feeding bottles? One is because sterilization of feeding bottles will prevent diarrhea for an infant. Bakit po? Because sterilization will kill all the microorganisms that are present in the bottles. So therefore, what will happen is, the baby will not have diarrhea. Bakit kailangan natin i-prevent ang diarrhea? Because for children and infant, diarrhea can lead to dehydration, and dehydration can be very, very fatal for children and infant. Kaya nga, it is important that we have to sterilize the feeding bottles. Before we sterilize the feeding bottles, we have to clean the feeding bottles first. So when we clean the feeding bottles, it has to be cleansed on a running water. So let's assume that I have a running water. So you have to clean it under running water. It is not advised that we soak the bottles on a basin of filled of water and soap. Bakit po? Because if you're going to do that and then you're going to remove all the milk residues of the milk, di ba nasaan lang yung milk residue? Nandun lang siya sa reservoir of water. So therefore, you are contaminating the whole water. So therefore, the other bottles that are inside the basin will also be contaminated. So the best way is you have to rinse it and clean it under running water. When we clean the bottles, we have to use a bottle brush, and when we clean the nipples, we have to use the nipple brush. Why is it important that we always have to use clean bottles and nipples with brushes? Because those brushes will remove even the milk residues that are sitting on the corners of the bottles and the nipples, to make sure that no residue of milk, no spoiled milk will contaminate the bottles. You understand?
Yes.
And we also have to use bottle cleansers or non-scented cleansers. Bakit po? Because those scented cleansers can contaminate the bottles. You understand? So after cleaning the feeding bottles using the bottle brush and under running water, we are now ready to sterilize the feeding bottles. There are different types of sterilizers. So we have candidate number 1. We have the automated sterilizer where we just place water, turn it on, and then it will automatically stops when the sterilization is already finished. Another is we have your conventional sterilizer, which we have to boil the water, and then we have to place the bottles on a boiling water. You understand? And then the last one will be we have a dry sterilizer. This is a UV sterilizer where we do not use water. We just place the feeding bottle, and the UV will disinfect the feeding bottle. So technically, oh yes, thank you sa Eileen. So, So, the sterilizer that you're going to use will depend on the availability of the sterilizer. You understand? Okay. But now I will be using the conventional sterilizer. Bakit conventional ang gagamitin ko? Kasi sa TESDA, conventional pang pinapagamit. So, doon tayo sa conventional sterilizer. So, before we sterilize the feeding bottle, the first thing that we're going to do is prepare the sterilizer. So, place the amount, decide water, the amount of water that is needed to sterilize the feeding bottles, and then you have to boil water first. So, this is an oven top. Okay? Sterilizer. So, magpapakulo ka muna ng tubig. You understand? When the water is already boiling, that is the time that you're going to place the feeding bottle using the bottle tongs, lid side down. Bakit lid side down dapat ang pagkakalagay ng mga feeding bottles? Because ang gusto mong sterilize yung loob ng feeding bottles, hindi yung labas. Dahil hindi naman dedede yung baby mo, gano'n. Diba? So, yung malalagyan ng gatas yung loob. So, you want the inside of the feeding bottle to be sterilized. You understand?
Yes, Doc.
Contaminate na.
Cleanse the feeding bottle and then place the feeding bottle lid side down. Next, feeding bottle muna. Okay, after that you have placed the feeding bottles, you have to time it for the feeding bottles are sterilized at least 7 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, or 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so when you are already in the mark of 10 minutes, you can now already place the feeding nipples. So, mas matagal ang sterilization ng feeding bottles sa feeding nipples. Bakit po? Because feeding nipples are made of silicone. If you're going to place them in continuous heat, you're going to deform the feeding nipples. So the feeding nipples are sterilized at least 5 to 7 minutes. You understand? The feeding bottles are sterilized 10 to 15 minutes. The feeding nipples are sterilized 5 to 7 minutes. So when do we start counting or timing sterilization? After the water has boiled. Hindi yung nagpakulo ka ng tubig, di pa kumukulo, naglaki ka ng bote. No, you have to boil the water first. When the water is already boiling, you place the feeding bottles on the 10th minute mark or on the 7th minute mark. You can already put the feeding nipples. You understand? Clear po. And then, after that, you just have to let the bottle cool. Bakit kailangan natin let the bottle cool? Because afterwards, we're going to feed the baby. Kaya nga, before you even bake the baby, you have to prepare the feeding bottles because you're going to use them later to feed the baby. You understand?
Yes, Doc.
Clear so far?
Yes, Doc.
Clear?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, let's assume that I am already finished. My bottles are already ready. They are already cooling after sterilization. The next thing that I am going to do now is to bait the baby. So when we are baiting the baby, first thing that we need to do is to prepare all the things that we need. So there are 3 stations in infant baiting. We have the pre-baiting, we have the intra-baiting, and we have the post-baiting station. Again, intra, post-baiting station. So in each station, you need to prepare the things that are needed. So on the pre-stations, you need a baby oil, but this is optional depending on the weather of the weather. You also need cotton balls. You also need to have cotton alcohol, and then you also need to have gauze or your silicone brush for oral care of the baby. Next, for the intra-baiting, you will be needing water, of course. And then you'll also be needing the preferred soap or shampoo of the mother, and then washcloth. You also have to make sure that the water temperature should be not too cold, not too hot. So how do we actually check for the temperature of the water? We use the dorsal part of our elbow to check if the water is hot or cold. Kasi bakit po dorsal part, hindi yung kamay mo? Kasi syempre minsan your palms, because we often use the palms, di ba? Kumakapal na yung palms natin. So minsan medyo lalo na yung mga nanay, di ba? Yung mga nanay sanay sa init. Kaya nga di ba? Pag nagluto ka ng isda, hindi ka na gumagamit ng sandok, ginagawa mo ng diretso. O kasi nasanay na yung kamay mo sa init. Correct?
Di po.
Sinasandok yung
Ano?
paano? Mantika.
Kapal.
Hindi ganun talaga, dahil makapal na yung mga kamay, yung palad. Yung sa'yo, hindi pa mainit, pero sa baby mainit,
Mainit
na.
na.
Kaya nga ang ginagamit natin is the elbow, kasi dahil hindi masyadong makapal yung balat sa elbow side, pag nainitan ka sa elbow mo, you know that, mainit na mainit yun sa baby. Clear po.
Yes,
And then
Doc.
we have your post-bathing, so we need your changing clothes of the baby, alcohol and cotton balls. If there are medication that the baby takes, you have the medication, the diaper, and then of course the swaddling blanket of the baby. Clear po?
Yes,
So those
Doc.
are the stations that needs to prepare. After that, you have to prepare the room. You have to make sure that the room is well lighted, that the room is ventilated, but not too cold and not too hot. If it is winter, you have to turn off the air conditioning. You have to turn on the heater, close the door, and maintain privacy of the patient as much as possible. Clear po? The next thing that you're going to do is now you can now get the baby from the crib. So when we are holding the baby, we have to make sure that we have to hold the baby as close to our body as possible to promote safety of the baby. So huwag nyo kakawakan yung baby na malayo sa katawan ninyo na parang iaalay mo, kunin mo,
Tanggapin.
diba? Oo, kailangan malapit sa katawan mo so that the baby will feel comfortable, okay? The baby will feel safe, and the baby will be safe. Kasi pag mas malapit sa'yo, mas least ang chances na mahulog mo yung baby. Clear po? And then
Yes,
you
Doc.
always have to handle the baby in a safe manner. Clear po? Next thing that you're going to do is you're going to check the baby's temperature using a thermometer. Can you see my thermometer?
Yes, Doc.
Either you use a tympanic thermometer that is used in the ears, or you can use a axillary thermometer. So check for the temperature of the baby first. Now, if the baby has slight elevation or has fever, can we still bathe the baby? Yes, you can still bathe the baby because bathing can actually reduce or lower down the temperature. But what type of bathing we're going to do? We're going to perform tepid sponge bath. Instead na isa-submerge mo siya or babasahin mo siya ng tuloy-tuloy sa tubig, you're just going to do a sponge bath on the baby using a wet cloth. You understand? Clear po?
Yes,
Another thing that, other than the temperature, another thing that you have to check so that an indication that the baby can be given tub bathing is to check the umbilicus of the baby, especially for the newborn. Dapat the umbilicus has already dried, and as much as possible it has already fallen off. You understand? If the umbilicus is not yet dry and the umbilicus has not yet fallen off, we also perform sponge bathing. We do not submerge the body of the baby with water. Bakit po? Because that can cause infection on the umbilicus. You understand? So I have already checked the temperature, and the baby has a normal temperature, and the baby's umbilicus is already dry. So I can now proceed to bathing. So the first thing that I am going to do now is to clean the head first. So you're going to clean the head first. So, wag mo muna tatagalin yung damit ng baby. Head muna ang lilinisin natin. Hold the baby, secure the baby tightly on your hand and on your body. Close the ears of the baby using your index finger, or your middle finger and your thumb finger. And then using the water, diba? You can now wash the head of the baby and the hair of the baby. Now, if there are accumulation of dead skin, and we call that your seborrheic dermatitis. Everybody say seborrheic dermatitis.
Seborrheic
The best thing
dermatitis.
is you can use the rough side of the washcloth to loosen it. We only loosen it, we do not remove it thoroughly. Okay? We do not remove it thoroughly. Usually po, the cause of your seborrheic dermatitis is excessive dryness of the skin. Most likely, that is because of the soap or the shampoo that we use. Because sometimes there are baby soaps, specifically Johnson's baby soap is a drying in the infant skin. Kaya nga mas maganda, you change it to a different soap that is soothing, like Cetaphil, ganyan, Mustela soap, yung mahal, ganon. Pero hindi naman nakaka-dry ng balat. Okay, so you can clean the hair of the baby, and then you can rinse the hair of the baby. After that, you can now dry the hair of the baby. Okay, after drying the hair, the next thing that you're going to do is to clean the baby's face. So using a clean washcloth, you can now clean the baby's face using your S motion from the forehead to the eyes to the bridge of the nose to the neck up to the folds, go to the ears, and do the same side, the other side. Clear po? After that, you can also perform oral care using a gauze to clean the mouth of the baby, or using a silicone brush. Why is it important for babies to have good oral care? Syempre pa din, kahit wala silang ngipin, di ba? Because they are, especially if the baby is bottle fed. Yung mga breastfed kasi, okay lang kahit hindi. Bakit po? Kasi walang sugar content yung breast milk. But for bottle fed babies, usually po that has sugar content, and that can cause mouth sores on the baby, yes, or that can also cause tonsillitis for a baby, and that can lead to difficulty in feeding the baby. Kaya nga, we would like to maintain that there is good oral care for the baby. Kasi babies that are what? That are up 6 months or 4 months old are not given pure water. Hindi po bawal painumin ng tubig ang baby. Okay? Hindi pinapainom only on the 4th month. So, milk lang talaga ang pwedeng ibigay. Hindi pinapainom ang baby ng tubig. Bakit po? Because nagkakaroon po, kasi milk na yung iniinom niya is already in a liquid form. And then you're going to give water that has no nutrition at all. Diba? So what happened is the baby will have only aspiration because there is, nabubusog yung baby, napupuno ng tubig ng liquid yung kanyang stomach, pero wala naman siyang, walang weight. Kaya nga ang tendency, pinainom mo ng tubig, pagkatapos, hingi pa rin siya ng gatas, dedi pa rin siya, puro liquid na lang yung nasa tiyan niya. Kaya nga we do not give water, pure water alone to a baby. Clear po?
Yes, Doc.
Oo. Kaya nga you have to do oral care. Kasi tayo pag kumain ka, para mabanlawan yung bibig mo, ano ginagawa mo? Umiinom ka ng tubig. So, hindi applicable sa baby yon. You understand?
Yes,
Hindi natin pinapainom ng tubig ang baby. After cleaning the face, cleaning the mouth, then we are ready to clean the body. So, you can now remove the clothing of the baby. The last clothing that we remove is the diaper. Okay, bakit natin huling tinatanggal yung diaper? Because, again, babies, wala siyang diaper. Oh my God. The diaper is the last thing that we remove because babies cannot control urination and defecation. So that will also prevent what? Contamination of the bathing process. So assuming na naka-diaper pa siya, and then you can now bathe the baby. So clean the baby's body using the washcloth and the preferred soap. You can now clean the baby's body using the washcloth, focusing on the skin folds, yung mga singit ng baby. Bakit? Kasi yun yung pinagpapawisan. Doon yung tumutulo yung gatas. Doon yung maasim-asim. Ganyan. And then, flip the baby, sandwich hold, and then you can clean the body. Okay, and then rinse the body. So, wash, soap, rinse, and dry. So, you can now dry the baby immediately. So, dry the baby immediately, and the next thing that you're going to do is to place the infant cap. Bakit po? Especially for newborn, kailangan agad ipasuot yung infant's cap because sabi nga natin, dissemination of body temperature is faster for newborn because of the presence of the fontanelles dahil sa bumbunan. Ilang fontanelles ulit ng bata? Ng newborn? 2. We have the anterior and we have the posterior fontanelle. Dalawa ang bumbunan. Kaya lang, the anterior fontanelle closes at 18 months and the posterior fontanelle closes at the 4th month. Kaya nga yung bumbunan niya sa likod, hindi mo masyadong nakakapak kasi una maliit, tapos agad siya nagpo-close. Clear? So you have to, after donning the cap, you have to don the diaper because again, what's the rationale? Because infants cannot control defecation and urination, and that is to prevent contamination of the bathing process. Now, can we now dress the baby? Not yet. Not yet. Do not dress the baby yet. The next thing that you're going to do is to perform umbilical care. Okay, so we have to do umbilical care to prevent infection of the umbilicus. So using a cotton ball with alcohol, kapag hindi pa yan dry, kapag hindi yan pan dry, pwede mong patakan yung umbilicus para mas mapabilis ang pagdadry niya. Okay, papatakan mo lang ng alcohol and then you can wipe the base of the umbilicus. So alcohol can actually dry the umbilicus faster. It is not advised that we cover the umbilicus like yung ginagawa ng mga lolo natin, binababat tayo. Oo, para daw sumexy din yung babae. Hello, nagbabat kayong lahat pero lalaki lang sa ninyo. So hindi po yun totoo. You understand? Oo, clear?
Yes,
Oo.
Doc.
And then I am already done with umbilical care. Should I dress the baby? Not yet. Again, bakit? We have to administer medication. If there are medications that needs to be given to the baby, administer the medication first, like vitamins, like chiki-chiki, like that. Bakit po? Kasi usually infants will have extrusion reflex. So they drool out the medication. If the baby is already dressed and then they drool out the medication, it will contaminate the clothes. So you have to change the clothes again. So to prevent that, we give the medication first. After giving that, then we can now dress the baby so that even if the baby will drool out the medication, you will not contaminate the clothes of the baby. You understand?
Yes,
So,
Doc.
the next thing that you're going to do is to get the desired amount of the medication using your medication dropper. Next is you're going to first elicit the rooting reflex. Why do we have to elicit the rooting reflex? that is to prepare the baby to open the mouth. You understand? Kasi ang ginagawa nyo, sinasaksak nyo kaagad. Pag sinasaksak nyo kaagad, ayaw niyang buksan yung bibig niya. Ang gagawin mo, you're going to elicit the rooting reflex para susundan niya yung bibig, yung daliri mo, and then, o-open niya yung mouth niya. When the baby has already opened the mouth, you're going to place this on the side of the cheeks. And then, at least at the middle of the mouth, and then you could now give the medication. Bakit po? Kapag kasi nasa tip lang ng mouth, there is extrusion reflex. Pag nasa gitna, there is extrusion reflex, iluluwa niya. Kapag nasa side ng mouth, you are eliciting swallowing reflex. Kaya wala siyang choice kung di iswallow niya. You understand? After that, you can clean the mouth of the baby after giving the medication. And now you can now dress the baby. So dress the baby what are the principles in choosing the clothes of the baby? Una, syempre, the gender of the baby. Diba? We dress the baby appropriately to the gender. Next is the environment. Syempre, kung malamig, pang malamig ang isusuot. Pag mainit, pang mainit ang isusuot. Dahil summer sa Pilipinas, sleeveless. Oo, ganon. And then, ano pa? Yung comfort ng baby. Baka naman nasa bahay lang, pinag-gown mo pa yung alaga mo. Diba? So, those are the principles that we also have to think when we are choosing what clothes to wear the baby. And then, we can now dress the baby. Pasensya na, matigas yung anak ko. Dress the baby properly. Hirap namang i-ribbon nito. And then, place the diaper, the pants or the lower garment. Okay, if there are booties, you place the booties. If there are mittens, you place the mittens. Hindi ko lang may booties, may mitten ko na lang. Okay. And then we can now swaddle the baby. What is the primary purpose of swaddling? Swaddling is used to promote comfort for baby because as much as possible we would like to promote warmth on a baby. And then swaddling also prevents colic. What is colic? Colic is the accumulation of air in the stomach. So when the baby is swaddled, diba, they feel much more comfort because para silang niyayakap. And then they are also warmed. So we swaddle the baby as tight as possible. Gusto nila yan. Yan. We swaddle the baby as tight as possible. Okay. So, after swaddling the baby, we can now put the baby in the crib. Why? Because we're now ready to prepare the milk. Clear?
Yes,
So, huwag ka muna magliligpit. You will prepare the milk first. So, we are now ready to prepare the milk. So, get the milk, the feeding bottle, and wash your hands. Perform hand washing, syempre, to prevent cross-contamination and infection on the baby. Next, you put the desired amount of water and scoop of milk. So, we usually use the recommendation of the pediatrician o kaya the recommended dilution of the milk. You understand? Now, there are different types of milk. So what are the two major types of milk? We have your breast milk and we have your formula milk. So when we talk about the breast milk, that is from the mother. So usually po, kung hindi yan purely breast, kung hindi yan i-feed ni mommy using her real breast, usually po, they will harvest the milk and then they will store the milk and then the milk that has been stored is the one that you're going to feed the baby. So when you are using frozen milk, frozen breast milk, you have to remember the first thing that you need to do prior to bathing is you have to thaw the milk already. You understand? So you have to remove that to the freezer because the shelf life of a milk extends up to 2 years if the breast milk is frozen. So you have to thaw it first. When we thaw the milk, we do not put it on a microwave. We do not directly boil the milk. We do not put the milk in a hot water. So we could submerge it on a warm water, or you can just let it thaw on room temperature. You understand?
Kung nawawalan yung nutrition yun, kung gano'ng katagal
Yes.
siya sa...
Ano?
Kung gano'ng katagal siya sa...
Freezer, hindi po. Hindi po nawawala ng nutrition. Yes. Oo, kahit matagal pa siya sa freezer. Oo. Okay lang yon. Clear. And then, if the milk is already thawed and the milk is not that cold and not that hot, therefore you can already give that to the baby. Now, if the baby is using formula milk, there are different types of formula milk. What are the different types of formula milk? We have your lactose milk, lactose-free milk, and we have your fortified milk. Ano nga yung dalawang uri ng milk? Breast milk, formula milk. What are the different types or kinds of formula milk? Lactose, lactose-free, and fortified. The lactose milk is the milk that the source of the milk is from animal. So this is animal milk, like the cow's milk. These are lactose milk. The lactose-free are the milk for lactose-intolerant babies, and the primary source of the lactose milk are plant-based. Like for example, soy milk, almond milk, yung mga plant-based. You understand? And then of course, we have your fortified milk, and that is the most common thing that we use. And those fortified milks are the ones that are readily available in the market. And these are the commercial milk, like Bonakid Batang May Laban, Similac, ganyan, o ano pa, Lactum, and Pagro. Yung mga Birch Tree, Alaska milk, Carnation. Basta yung mga formula milks that are already available in the market are those fortified. Kaya nga tinawag siyang fortified because those milk has added nutrition. Diba? Kaya nga, sabi ng mga commercial, may AHA, DAH, ganyan, calcium, potassium, lahat na lang ng electrolytes, sinabi nila. Correct? Oo, yun. Yun. So, next, after putting the desired water and the scoop of milk that is needed, the next thing that you're going to do is to properly shake the milk. As much as possible, we do not shake the milk vigorously. Bawal ito. Bakit po? Because when you shake the milk vigorously, what happens is, there is accumulation of a lot of bubbles, and when those bubbles are fed to the baby, those will cause unwanted air in the stomach, and that is called colic. The unwanted air in the stomach is called colic. So to prevent colic, one thing is we do not shake the feeding bottle vigorously. Usually po kahit hindi mainit, na-dissolve yung mga formula milks natin. So you can just swirl gently the milk para hindi masyadong mag-create ng bubbles, o kaya you swirl it on your palms to dissolve the milk. Now, if in the case that you really need to vigorously shake the bottle, diba, the next thing that you're going to do is to let the bottle sit for a while until all the bubbles has already has settled down. You understand? Pag nawala na yung mga bubbles. Clear po?
Yes, Doc.
Clear.
Yes, Doc.
Clear. So next is we are now ready to feed the baby. Can I borrow the chair? So when you are feeding the baby, you have to make sure that you are seated in a comfortable chair. Okay? And then you get the baby, and then get your feeding laye. Okay? Kapag in short bib, but we call it a feeding laye. Okay? So on a seated position, make sure that the baby is upright. Okay? Dapat po mataas yung ulo ng baby. Kaya nga bawal pinapadedi yung baby na mababa yung ulo. Bakit? That will cause aspiration. So, place the feeding laye on the baby, and then the baby should be on an upright position. Stroke again the cheeks of the baby to prepare for feeding, and then place the feeding nipples on the mouth of the baby. Make sure that the feeding nipple is upright. Okay, and the feeding nipple is filled with milk. Bakit po? Kasi if the feeding nipple is not filled with milk, that will also cause colic because nakakadedi siya ng air. You understand? And then after feeding the baby, when the baby has already completed the milk or the baby doesn't want to feed anymore, then the next thing that you're going to do is to burp the baby. But before you burp the baby, you have at least wait for 3 to 5 minutes before burping the baby. Hindi yung pagkakadedi niya, ibaburp mo na siya. Kasi magsusuka siya. You understand? Kaya nga you have to wait at least 3 to 5 minutes before you burp the baby. So after 3 to 5 minutes, you're going to burp the baby. So you're going to get the feeding laye and put it on your shoulder and it will become a burping cloth. From feeding laye, pag na kay baby, pag nasa iyo na, burping cloth na siya. You understand? And then you could now burp the baby. When we burp the baby, tantanan nyo po yung pagkatok sa pagpalo sa likod. Oo, you have to press with pressure kasi ang gusto mo ay matanggal yung air sa stomach. Kaya nga, press with pressure going to the stomach para mawala yung air. You understand? You could also put the baby on your lap in a prone position to burp the baby. Clear? When the baby has already burped, okay, then you could put the baby in the crib. So what do you call, again, the accumulation of air in the stomach? Colic. What are the different ways in preventing colic? Number 1, you can swaddle the baby. Next, do not shake the feeding bottle vigorously. Feed the baby in an upright position. Make sure that the feeding nipples is filled with milk during feeding. And then burp the baby after feeding. And do not let the baby cry for a long time. If the baby cries for a long time, the baby also accumulates a lot of air. So there are 6 different ways in preventing colic. After that, you can now put the baby to sleep. So when you put the baby to sleep, to promote creative and intellectual development of a baby, the best thing is to sing a lullaby. So we have to sing a lullaby. So tomorrow you have to sing a lullaby. Okay? And the lullaby should be soothing. Ibig sabihin nakakaantok. Huwag kang kakanta ng hindi nakakaantok. Bakit mo? The wheels on the bus go round and round. Those are action songs. We do not sing action song. We have to soothe asleep. So dapat lullaby. Twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above, the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Tulog na.
Kailangan may words. Hindi pwedeng la 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 la. Bakit po? Kasi when we sing, that also promotes intelligence of a baby because the babies will start to have word association. Diba? Language acquisition na yon. Kaya nga dapat mayroong words. Oo. Huwag kang mag-iimbento ng mga salita. Kaya nga we do not encourage to sing and to talk to a baby using baby talks or baby words. We have to use the normal words, okay? To promote comprehension and language acquisition. Other than that, it is also good to tell a story. Bakit? Because reading a story, diba? Reading a story will also promote intelligence. Very good. And then it also promotes creativity, especially for a toddler. Kaya nga pag toddler, especially pag twins, pag twins, it's always you use a storybook that has pictures so that it will also help to foster their imagination. And then when you are reading a story, you have to make sure that the way you read the story or you tell the story should be engaging and it should foster imagination. Dapat yung once upon a time in a faraway land, yung walang catatonic super ka, walang mai-imagine yung bata doon. So kailangan tomorrow when you read a story, you have to prepare one story and you have to make sure the way you read the story should be engaging. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lives a princess named Snow White. Snow White is the most beautiful and fairest of them all. Because Snow White is the most beautiful in the land, her wicked stepmother is jealous of Snow White. One day, The wicked stepmother has a magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Asked the wicked stepmother.
Bisado.
The magic mirror answered, "My queen, Snow White is the most fairest of them all." Because of that, the wicked stepmother was so angry and she asked someone to kill Snow White. While Snow White is in the forest, a man got his knife and tried to kill Snow White. But because the man was so scared to kill Snow White, she told Snow White, "Run and don't go back." And then he found a pig and killed the pig and brought the pig's heart back to the queen. While Snow White was running in the forest, she saw a little house and went inside the little house. Because of her tiredness, she slept in the beds of the 7 dwarfs. While the dwarfs are going home from a mine, singing, "I hope, I hope."
Siguro yung inaano sa anak mo.
Ganon. So, kailangan, when you read the story should be enticing. Kailangan mayroong feelings. Clear?
Yes, Doc.
Pwede pong Tagalog, but I prefer English. Oo, clear po. Question so far. And then after, when the baby is already sleeping, the next thing that you're going to do is to perform aftercare. So you're going to do aftercare when the baby is already sleeping because you know that the baby is already safe. Make sure po when we are handling baby that we do not remove our eyes on the baby, especially if we know that the baby is not in a secured place. Ibig sabihin, if the baby is in a crib and you know that the crib is rails are high, therefore you know that the baby is in a safe place. Pero for example, you are placing that the baby is on your bathing table and then you forgot something, di ba? Huwag mong iiwan yung baby to get that thing that you have left behind because we do not know if the baby will turn and the baby will fall. You understand? Mahirap kasi pag nahulog ka tapos wala namang sumasalo sa'yo. Masakit yun. Yes, you have to bring the baby wherever you go because hit me baby one more time. Oh baby, baby. Oh baby, baby. How was I supposed to know?
Dok, yung pagpapainom mo ng vitamins, pwedeng bago malinis.
Yes, pwede din po. Oo, pwede din para at least malinis na siya.
Some part ng pinanuhan yung diaper dito din sa after you put
Oh,
diapers and
after that you clean the head, di ba? You clean the head first. Perform oral care first. And then you remove all the clothes. When you are removing the clothes, before you bathe the baby, you can remove the diaper already. Wala naman batang naliligo na naka-diaper. Eh, sinip-sip lahat yung tubig. Oo. Question so far? None. Okay? And then you perform aftercare. Please perform aftercare. Oh, perform aftercare.